author of the brand new book in bookstores right now, Never Trust a Liberal Over 3. Coulter. I don't even need to say your full name. You know, isn't it true? Only government can screw something up this bad.
No, this is conservatives' objection to this whole takeover of health care to begin with. It is a law of nature that everything run by the government will get more expensive and worse over time. Everything run by the private sector will get better and cheaper over time. The fact that it starts this badly does not bode well. I mean, think of it. We want healthcare to be run on the same system that gave us cell phones, flat screen TVs, Jerry Garcia chia pets, everything you submit to the free market. It just keeps getting better and better. Look at Amazon. This will only get worse. One thing to keep in mind, though, Obamacare is designed to fail so that they can move it to a single-payer system, which will be even worse. Listen,
even CBS News said Obama's headed for a credibility death spiral. Michael Barone says the failure will be catastrophic for the Democratic Party. I agree with all this analysis. All those people that were dooming and glooming Republicans for the shutdown were wrong. Consumer Reports, Ann, they're telling people stay away from the website.
Yes, I mean, no, that's right. And by the way, this reminds me something that you and I haven't been able to on TV. This is why I think the shutdown was so magnificent, run beautifully. I'm so proud of these Republicans. And that is because they have branded the Republican Party as the anti-Obamacare party. Obamacare is very unpopular. If you want to overturn it in America, vote for more Republicans. We need to take the Senate.
Did you hear what happened to Ted Cruz this weekend? Ted Cruz goes back to Texas. He says, by the way, it's great to be back in America. Actually used that line. Goes back to Texas. Now, I've been out speaking with you, and you usually get a good reaction when people see it.
8 minutes.
8 minutes straight, a standing ovation. Who gets an 8-minute standing ovation? Mariano Rivera didn't get an 8-minute standing ovation.
If I'd been in the crowd, I would have given him and Mike Lee the same standing ovation. I also disagree with some, I don't think you're one of them, but who have said, oh, these Republicans, they're chickens, they should have held out longer. What is the point in banging your head against the wall? They accomplished a lot. They showed, and it was brilliant how they played it, funding 80% of the government, starting with fund all the government except Obamacare, then fund all of government plus Obamacare, but we delay it for a year. Finally, the last week of the shutdown is only because Democrats themselves don't want to live under Obamacare. And what did they get in response? Just crossed arms and no negotiation from the Democrats and all the name calling. I think Republicans played this beautifully, but there was no point to carrying it on any longer. The lesson that needs to be learned is we need to elect Republicans.
You're fine in the end. That's what they had to do. But here's what I disagree. I'm mad at John McCain. I'm mad at Bob Corker. All those guys, they could have stayed, and if Republicans would hold the line like the Democrats hold their ranks, and they could have done it on principle because this is bad for the country, they would have won.
I'd expand it beyond just those two senators to an awful lot of the media on our side. Remember, one of my points in favor of the shutdown had always been there was no Drudge Report in 1995. There was no Fox News. There was no Internet. No one was on the Internet back then.
Isn't that crazy?
We have some of our own, a big portion the media now, especially to people paying attention. But gosh, an awful lot of what we refer to as our media was spending all their time critiquing Ted Cruz. And I would put it to you this way: if the parties had been reversed, if Republicans on a strict party line vote had passed a massively unpopular law, instantly Democrats win a huge majority in the House, and the Democrats say we're going to fund the whole government except your unpopular law. Do you think NBC, ABC, CBS, and the New York Times would have been critiquing their guys, saying, oh, we disagree with your tactics and you're crazy and you're going too far? No, there is always a reward in this society for criticizing Republicans, whether you're criticizing alleged rhino Republicans or you're criticizing conservative Republicans.
The only thing is, look, and this is a debate, a discussion you and I are having. I want more Ted Cruz's elected.
Yes.
And I want this conservative solution caucus formed. And they have to be willing to fight on principle. This was principle to me.
No, I agree, and that's why I love these guys, and we should be proud, and Tea Partiers should be standing tall after the last few weeks. And, oh, just in case I haven't said it on these airwaves, it is very important. Those last two polls by Gallup and one by NBC Wall Street Journal, it was propaganda, not polling. Any pollster will tell you a poll of all adults is irrelevant because that includes people who can't name the vice president, people who don't know we have a Supreme Court. The only polls that matter are polls of likely voters. Those polls showed the public roughly split. But we've branded ourselves as the anti-Obamacare party, and as for your caucus, that's fine, but first let's get a majority. Let's not waste our time primarying our own guys when we can.
Some deserve it.
Not yet, though. All of our energy and money should be spent on taking out Mary Landrieu, Mark Pryor, Mark Begich.
I agree.
Taking the West Virginia seats back.
We'll get the West Virginia seat. You and I are going to announce a date soon where we're going to be together, and you're going to sign copies of your book.
And I'm announcing tonight I'm going to be on The View tomorrow, and I'm happy.
It's pretty exciting.
I can't wait to see Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Oh, she's Jenny McCarthy.
What happened to Elizabeth?
Oh, stop. She's on Fox and Friends.